Ohio approved and licensed for disposal, at Ron Evans Enterprises, they specialize in sewage system installation and repair. Ron Evans has a full line of flex pipe, culverts, concrete, and plastic septic tanks, sewer fittings, waterline rolls for the Home American water heaters, along with toilets, standard and ADA. It's all at Ron Evans Enterprise, LLC. Give them a call today at 1-800-537-9528 or 740-286-5930.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Tuesday edition of the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where we have, again, some very fun and special guests in the house, and they are from Apple City Players, so welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Not that you're newbies to the show, but could you tell everybody who you are so that they can learn all about you?
Sure. I'm Doug Sharp. I'm the chairperson of Apple City Players.
Hi, I'm Kim Seitz, and I'm the secretary.
Very good. Oh, you guys are VIPs.
Oh, we're very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah. big deal. No, that's so cool. And you guys, Apple City Players is such a fun organization. And, you know, you've been here before. We've talked a little bit about productions you've done in the past, but you have one coming up this weekend. So how fun.
Yeah. So we have the Red Velvet Cake War. It's an actual play. It's not an actual cake war.
Okay.
Some people believe.
All right, I have to tell myself this morning because I thought that the Apple City Players were doing like a fundraiser or something and actually doing a cake war. And I was so embarrassed to find out that that was not the case at all. So please forgive me for my dinging.
Sure. No, surprisingly, there's very little cake in this play. There are a couple pieces.
And that's much to my dismay because I had asked the director at the beginning, this can only end if we actually throw cake at each other. Right?
Yeah,
have a
right?
Cake war.
Have a cake war. But
Yeah.
that got nixed.
No?
So, yeah.
Well, the marquee is kind of pretty and it might mess up those beautiful seats.
That's
so
true.
We wouldn't want to do that.
That's true.
Hit an audience member in the face.
But instead, this is actually about a family in Texas, particularly the three Verdine cousins, Gaynell, Peaches, and Jimmy Wyvette, played
Wait,
by...
what?
Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly how it sounds. So Gaynell is played by Mary Bracey. Peaches is played by Ren Spriggs. And then Jimmy Wyvette by the wonderful Joel Stewart in a role that is perfect for Jules. So the three Verdine sisters are trying to plan their family reunion, which is also their Uncle Aubrey's 90th birthday. And they have an Aunt Lamerle played by Kim, who kind of a holier-than-thou type.
Oh, one of those.
One of those, everything has to go my way or it's garbage. And Lamerle and Gaynell make a bet, a wager, for Gaynell's house over who can make the best red velvet cake. And so then all the mishaps that happen. I mean, Gaynell is also dealing with her husband left her, so she drove her truck through her husband's girlfriend's double wide. So she has a court-appointed psychologist played by Matt Wilson. Oh
my God.
In drag, I might add.
No.
Yes.
This is great.
Yes. So, so it's all of the.
We also have a one-eyed suitor.
Yes. Race McLaughlin is. It's kind of like the Water Boy. I don't know if you ever watched that
Yes,
movie.
very much,
That's
yes.
a lot of what he reminds me of.
Okay.
Lots of crazy, crazy characters in this play.
Very good. Well, it sounds like, okay, so, we came off of Misery, which was, shall we say, quite serious.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. And then, then you guys, because you guys are kind of known for doing comedy things. So we're back to doing a comedy, right? This is more like you're going to giggle and have a good time.
Yeah, if anyone came to see the Hallelujah Girls when we did that a few years ago, this is by the same authors. So
Okay.
it's very similar in the tone and the comedy, except a lot more physical. Kim was showing you before we came on. She's
She has
kind of bruised up.
Sorry. I'm too old for this.
It's like, "Ugh."
Lots of bruises, lots of dislocated this and that.
For the craft, though.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Really put it all.
Everybody's putting it all out there.
So we now know that there is not actually a cake war going on. It is a production, and you all are putting that on this weekend. What are the times and all of that?
We have Friday night and Saturday night at 7,
Okay.
and then Sunday afternoon at 2, and that is at the beautiful Marquee.
Yes, absolutely, which is a perfect venue for what you all are doing, which is such great work. But the Marquee is so easy getting in and out of, wonderful bathrooms, all the stuff that you need.
Yeah. God, what a great place.
Oh my gosh.
We're so lucky to have something like that in Jackson.
Totally. And to have it smack dab in the middle of our downtown.
Yeah.
Like represent, it's
Yeah,
like,
right?
hello, here we are. So yeah, what a lovely, lovely venue. And we are so blessed to have it here. And a lot of people worked very, very hard to get it going there. Hi, Barbara, and everybody else out there that worked so hard for it. But, all right. So tell us about how you get tickets and about how long's the production, that kind of thing.
Well, I'd say the production is about hour and a half, hour 45 minutes
Okay.
long. You can buy tickets online at www.marquetickets.org. Make sure if you're buying them online, you select the pre-sale price so you get that $2 discount.
Oh.
Yeah. And if you prefer to do it the old-fashioned way and walk into the box office, either myself or Dorothy are there Tuesday through Saturday from noon to 5, and we can get you that same pre-sale price.
Okay. So buy it early and make sure. Then also you can make sure you get the day that you want to come in and that kind of stuff.
Choose your
too.
seat.
Yeah. You can pick your seat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, we're in the 6th grade again.
Yes. I always tell everybody that we were talking about getting older.
Yeah.
I'm 48 years old, and in my mind, I think I'm still about 14, and
Yeah.
I probably always will be.
Correct.
So,
And that's my problem. I felt the same way, hence the bruises, because I'm not
Right.
14.
Because you're not, yeah,
right.
I get it. No, I was telling them off the air that I literally got in my car this morning to get something and got out and like threw my back out. So I'm not exactly sure. And then Doug said, yeah, I stood up once and
Yeah, one time I stood up and pulled something in my back just by standing up and spent the night at the emergency room, so I get it.
it is the silliest, stupid, and it makes you angry. 'Cause you're
Yeah.
just like, why?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But that's neither here nor there with the play. So how did you guys pick this one?
Well, every year we have our annual meeting and our it's a membership drive basically, and then if you're a paid member of Apple City Players, you get to vote on our who's on our board of directors, and we present a selection of plays that our script committee has narrowed down over the past year, and everybody votes, and we ended up
Roll
with this
what
one.
they want.
Yeah.
Okay. And so who comes up with the initial ideas? Because there's so many productions out there that you could do. It would be so hard to choose.
Yeah. In the past, we always tended to do comedy. And then last season we did Mousetrap and saw, okay, people will come see dramas.
Yeah.
And then Misery, obviously,
Yes.
is not a comedy, and people came to that. So we're really kind of gearing toward wanting to do, a bigger variety. So everybody on our script committee just kind of goes out there looking for, okay, I need to find a comedy, I need to find a drama. Next year we're doing our first musical, so now that has become a factor in here. So yeah.
Now that's going to be a whole new adventure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be a good one. We're doing Little Shop of Horrors next summer.
I mean, if you're going to pick one, you guys went big.
Yeah, we had some good choices.
We did.
We were choosing between Grease,
I was going to say. I
Little
could see
Shop,
Grease.
Young Frankenstein the musical, and 9 to 5 the musical. But our members wanted Little Shop, and I think that's a great choice. It's fun. We've already started working on plans on how to build Audrey 2, the puppet. So, yeah.
And it's going to bring in even more people because each production we're getting more people. We actually have new people in this show that we're doing this weekend.
Great.
So
Great.
we're really excited about that too.
Yeah, and speaking of, you just mentioned you have kind of a yearly meeting, membership drive. Has that happened yet this year?
Yeah, it actually happened last weekend.
Okay, but it's still not too late to join.
Too late. We will actually have a sign-up table at the play this weekend. So it's $25 a year for adults, $5 a year for students. And
that is high school and college students. So
Okay.
being in college, you're always broke. So $5. You can borrow $5 from mom and dad.
Yeah, I mean, you've got that much change in your car. Come on.
Right. So
Up under the seat.
and like I said, paying members, they have voting rights on a lot of the decisions we make in terms of what productions we're going to do, any big major events that we're going to do. And we do have some things planned out for this year that are really interesting that we haven't done before. We've grown so much, and we've realized that we have a lot of experience in our group. Myself, I've been doing this kind of stuff since I was 11 years old, pretty much nonstop. Mary Bracy has done this for years. Jules has a lot of experience. So what we're going to be doing this year is we're also going to be offering some workshops throughout the year. We're going to be doing some acting workshops and some directing workshops. We have people that join that are like still hesitant, like, I want to get involved, but I don't quite know if I want to be on the stage.
Yeah, like that pressure of
Right.
learning the lines and all of that stuff.
And so
See that?
so the purpose of these workshops is we want to bring people in and kind of show them like, this is what it's about, this is what you do, and try to make them feel more comfortable and see if it's something they want to give a try. And the directing workshops is, if you've never directed a play before, it's exhilarating and terrifying for about 2 months straight.
Yeah, I can
And
see that.
and we want to be able to provide the tools to anyone who's interested in stepping up and doing those kinds of things. We have a lot of experience in the directing side of things that, there are always little details. Kim can tell you this from doing her first show last year. There's like a lot of details that nobody ever tells you about. Then you get in the situation and you're like, oh, what am I
You're
doing?
exactly right, because I wasn't in drama or anything in school. I had a favorite professor in college, and he taught a directing course. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to get outside my box here. And man, did I learn a lot in that course, because you've got to think so far ahead, and you've got to think of every little detail.
Right.
Like, why did that person just stand up and walk over there? There has to be a reason for that. And
Right.
what are they doing? And it all has to make sense.
Yeah, it's not just, okay, action, say your lines. I mean, you have to,
bossing people around
right.
all day long.
You have to come into the situation before auditions even start, knowing that play like the back of your hand,
Yes.
so you know what you want and what you want it to look like.
Right.
Yeah.
And even though the play is the play, it's still your take on it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Misery was a good
Right,
example.
for
Jules
example, yeah.
Jules did something very unique with that play, with the way she staged it, with the lighting and the sets, and the way she approached the characters, making Annie such a sympathetic character. And then we went to Portsmouth Little Theater the next weekend, Jules and Bethany and I and a few other people from that play, and watched their take on it. And it was completely different from how we had done it. Still good show. It's just a very different approach. And it was like watching something different. So, yeah, it's all about approach, I guess.
It's art,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, and it's interpretation.
Yeah.
Obviously, the lines are the lines and that kind of
Yes.
thing, but how you get there is a whole other situation.
Right.
But no, I think that's wonderful that you guys are going to be doing the workshops. So directing and acting as well.
Yes. And we may, as we go along, find that there are some other areas that we can do some in.
Lighting and sound, that kind
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
the goal is, some of us have been in this group since it started. We're obviously not going to be here forever, and we want this group to continue for years and years to come. And the best way to do that is to bring people in and get them involved, and hopefully they're passionate about it and they can bring something that's uniquely theirs and take the group in their direction. It's a fun thing. This group, from the time it started till now, it feels like a completely different group. And it's not to say it was bad before and it's good now, because it was good then and it's good now. It's just it's just
different.
a very different vision, and I think it'll be interesting over the years to watch where it goes.
Right.
And don't forget too that, if you're in high school, you're not going to be in or grade school, you're not going to be in school forever. And
Right.
if you love this type of work, you're going to graduate at some point. I'm sure that you take, like you said, college students, high school students, all of that in, and then you can continue on doing what you love to do
Right. Yeah, I mean, we have
after school.
we have some college, well, we have a college student at least in this one, and we've had some high school students in our productions in the past. Yeah, I love it. I love anytime somebody younger comes in and we have stuff that we can squeeze them in there and get them in there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's awesome to think about. Like I said, just to see where it'll be 10 years from now. I'm excited to see. Yeah.
And that leads us then into the fact that we're going to be offering a scholarship starting this year.
Yes.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So,
That is amazing.
so we're going to have, well, you can tell them about it. I'm hogging everything
Oh
here.
no, you're fine. You're fine. Our chairman here, he has all the details.
I love to talk.
We actually will have those applications out very soon. So if people want to keep watching our Facebook page for details on that, or check in with the Marquet, we'll have applications for that. This is going to be our first year for that. It's going to be a very simple process to apply. It's not going to be like big essays and things like that, like
Oh,
some of
okay.
them are. But we do want to know a little bit about who's applying for it and that kind of thing. So we will have that available, and it's $500.
We're doing a $500 scholarship this year. Now, the fun thing about that is that next year we have a production planned that all of Apple City Players' proceeds from that production will go to that year's scholarship.
Wow.
So it's something that I'm really excited to see how far we can push that and how much money we can get this kid.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
Because the sky's the limit.
Yeah. College is not cheap,
No, it is not.
and any little bit helps. So,
Very, very cool. And where did you say people can pick up those applications for that scholarship?
We were going to post things on our Facebook page.
Okay.
So watch for details on that, and then we'll probably have some paper applications available at the Marquet soon.
Okay.
yes.
Very cool.
Yeah, the plan is we would like to have those available starting in March. And as early as the beginning of May, we want to select
Okay.
our recipient.
Yeah. Believe it or not, it's right upon us.
I have one graduating in May, so yeah,
Crazy.
insane.
Time flies.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. All right, so wow, you guys just really threw that out there, and I didn't know anything about that. So that's amazing. Good for you. Okay, so let's talk about some of the other productions or things that you guys have going on that you decided about at your meeting.
Okay.
Little teasers, if you will.
Okay.
Well, upcoming, our next show after this will be Leading Ladies, and that's going to be directed by Brittany Potter. We all know
No
and love.
way!
Yes.
Yay, Brittany!
Yes. So I
We
look
love
for.
you.
Yes. So I
We
look
love
for.
you.
Yeah, she's awesome. I look for auditions for that to happen pretty soon after Red Velvet Cake War closes. So
Okay.
she can get a head start on that.
All right. And what kind of give us a little bit of what that's about?
So Leading Ladies is there's a woman who has not seen her nieces in many, many years, and she's about to die, and she has a $3 million inheritance. And these two British actors, who are kind of con men too, decide to pose as her nieces to try to get this inheritance.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a comedy. Men dressed as women. They are the leading ladies, these two men. So,
Nice. Love that.
yeah.
This is going to be a hoot. I can tell already.
Yeah. And then in the fall, we're going to kick off our next season with Clue, based on the movie version of Clue. I don't know if people are familiar with it or not. Tim Curry. And
I'll be honest with you. Like, I have heard of Clue and all of that, but I don't know that I've actually ever seen the movie.
it's very, very funny. It's obviously it's a murder mystery because it's based on the board game Clue.
Yeah.
But Colonel Mustard, Mrs. White, Mrs.
Scarlet.
Peacock, Professor Plum, they're all
Is
characters.
it kind of like a spoof of the board game? Like
Yes.
the movie is? Okay.
Um,
That's how I would imagine it to be.
Yes.
And there's already a ton of interest in that. From the time we announced it, we had people like,
Yeah.
when is it? When is it? When can we audition? When can we get tickets? I'm like,
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's going to definitely be a crowd pleaser.
Good.
And so then in February, we will be doing Steel Magnolias, another well-known
Oh, God.
little comedy, a little drama, some tears. And then our scholarship show will be in April. I'll just go ahead and say what we're doing. We're doing a play called Greater Tuna. The Greater Tuna is an interesting play. It's two people perform 20 different characters for 2 hours in this play.
What?
You're doing a character, you walk off stage, change costumes, and you're back out as somebody else.
How on
Very
earth can
quick.
anybody do that?
It's very quick change. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. We love challenges. We like
We love
doing
challenges.
we love doing crazy stuff. And then we'll follow that up in the summer with Little Shop of Horrors next year. So,
That is going to be so fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a really, really fun one.
You talk about a cult classic, you know, it's just
Yeah.
people are still going to see that at theaters.
Yes, and you know, when you do something recognizable, then that tends to bring more people in.
Sure.
So that's another thing that we've aimed to do is to try to like raise the group and be able to buy the more expensive licenses and put on more recognizable shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, my stomach's growling.
Well, I mean, it's 9:30. Everybody's hungry at 9:30.
That's true, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I think that's really, really amazing. And let's talk about that for a minute. Like what all is involved? You don't just get a script and put on a play. Like there's a whole situation involved. So
Oh,
what are
yeah.
the legalities of that
Oh,
while you guys are here? I
Yeah.
just think that's kind of interesting for you all to know how much behind the scenes hard
Right,
work
because
there is.
a lot of people
too.
don't know about that.
Correct.
yeah. Several months in advance, you really have to apply for the license for these productions. And then your fee for these plays, they're based on the size of your venue, how many performances you're doing. And it can vary. I mean, doing a play like Red Velvet Cake War, we might spend $500 for the licensing on. Something like Little Shop of Horrors, we're going to be spending close to $2,000 on.
Okay.
So it's a big gap if you're doing a musical because there are all these extra things you have to add on.
Like music.
Music,
Like
right?
music rights.
Yeah.
The way we will be doing it, we won't be doing it with live instrumentation. It will be pre-recorded tracks.
Okay.
So that's costly. If you want to rent scenery, things like that, you can. We always build our own things. We're very hands-on. It's really interesting that the people that are in a production are usually the crew of that production too. With Apple City Players, we don't tend to have a lot of people backstage running around doing things. We move the stuff, we build the stuff, we tear it down when the show's over.
And you'll see that this weekend.
Yeah.
They do their line, then they grab a piece of furniture and walk off.
So once you obtain those rights, it has to be on a specific date, and if any reason you would have to cancel that date or change that date, then you have to pay for those rights all over again.
No way.
So it's the reason, like, the show must go on. You hear that. You have to do everything you can to make a show happen.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And we're not postponing it till next week.
Right.
Yes, that's true.
So I mean, that's actually been an issue with this play. We've had, it's flu season, and we've had that going around, and so like some last minute changes have had to be made throughout the last couple of weeks, and those aren't always fun decisions or great decisions, but
Sure.
you got to do what you got to do to make the show happen. And I said when all of this was starting, I was like, we've never canceled a show. I won't start now.
Right.
I mean, I'll go out and play everything if I got to. Whatever. We'll make the show happen.
Get in practice for that greater tuna.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Doing all
Oh
the
my gosh, I
characters.
can't believe that. That's the thing. That makes me think of that Roseanne episode. Did you ever see it when Jackie was in a play and she only had one line in the play, but she was the understudy for the lead? They were doing Cyrano.
Oh, nice.
The girl got the flu, and Jackie was trying to like learn it in 5 minutes before the thing. Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
me think of that. Like, oh no, I actually didn't think it would actually happen.
Yeah.
That I actually had to fill in. But no, that's good. And you guys have to have backups, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you try
Try
to.
to.
You try to.
What we have, the cast that we have.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to plan for, and sometimes a curveball gets thrown at you. But
Hey, that just makes it more interesting.
when we did our second show, it was called Drinking Habits. That was back in 2018. We had a couple actors on stage during a performance that accidentally skipped ahead several pages and left a lot of things out during the performance, and everybody in the cast were like scrambling backstage, like, oh my gosh, do we stop the show and restart? What do we do? And a couple of more experienced people in the cast wandered on stage, made up some dialogue, got us back on track. I mean, those are the kind of things that you have to do sometimes you got to think quick and you got to be brave.
I mean, it's live theater, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're not...
And the audience doesn't know unless
Yeah,
they
they
know
really
the
don't.
script,
Yeah.
Correct,
Right.
which is probably not all
You
that
hope they
common.
don't.
We hope they don't. They're sitting
Yeah,
out there with
exactly.
a notepad. That's not where that
That's-
line went.
Yeah, I saw this yesterday and it was very different.
Why did it last 20 minutes longer?
Right, it's a new show every
Why
night.
did they skip over half the thing? No, that's so funny. But yeah, no, so the music rights, I didn't even think of that. That's a whole other ball of wax with doing Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting challenge. I mean, we've never attempted a musical before.
And they're singing and dancing. You're going to have to
Singing and
find out
dancing.
who's singing and dancing.
We're gonna have to find a choreographer out there somewhere and a musical director somewhere. And yeah, but when we started the group, this group was really small when it started. I mean, we used to rehearse in people's basements. Like Kay Howell, we used to rehearse in her basement. Mm-hmm. We rehearsed in a barn out on Beaver Pike. Cindy Stifler's living room is where we did all the rehearsals for It's a Wonderful Life when we did it. So we've grown tremendously, and it just made sense to us as a board. Like, what's the next step? We've never done a musical. Other community theater groups do musicals every year. Mm-hmm. They're always successful. People love musicals. Mm-hmm. So we just try it.
Why not pick one of the best right off the
Right,
rip, right?
right.
I mean, go for it.
Right,
Yeah.
right into the deep end.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So now the past couple of years, there's been a kids kind of Christmas situation. Now, is that through Apple City or is that through a different?
That's through SHAC. That's Southern Hills Arts Council.
Okay.
I'm also on SHAC. So there will be another one this
I was going to
December.
say, is that something that, because I know the Kid Kringle, the kids started in the summer, like with the workshops and all that. Will that be something else going on, or?
Yeah, so with Kid Kringle, that was Apple City Players for Kid Kringle
Okay.
when that started. Yeah, that was a workshop idea. We've not really decided if we're going to do another children's workshop because Shaq has kind of taken the lead on the children's productions. They did
Okay.
Elf Jr. this last December.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Sold out every show.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
very
yeah.
successful. And so this December they're going to be doing Annie. So
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I believe Kelsey Stewart is directing again. And I can't imagine it not being very, very successful for them.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Very
There are
good.
a lot of talented kids. in this
Oh,
community.
yeah.
And not shy.
No, I mean, like, yeah, we were all like wallflowers. I don't know where these kids are coming
Right.
from. That
Right.
they're just so out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. It's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Good for everybody, yeah.
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 And again, that's the future of this group.
Absolutely. So, yeah, and if you're thinking about, joining Apple City Players, of course, whoever wants to join is welcome.
Anybody. Don't have
Absolutely.
to have any experience in drama, lighting, costuming, any of that. We will take all people.
Hey, if this girl made it through a directing class, y'all can do it. I promise you.
We're also a very accepting and open-minded group.
Yeah.
We love everybody.
Yes.
So,
And I think that's very important for people to know.
yeah. I mean, even if you just need something to go with like-minded people that understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. Or that won't judge or
we
whatever.
we have all built amazing friendships in this group. I mean, obviously this is my sister. I've known her for like 50 years, but there are people in this group that we've become extremely tight where we are like a family. That's cliche and everybody says that about whatever they're involved in, but
well, it's true. It's said because it's true.
we spend sometimes during these productions, we spend way more time with each other than we do our own families. So you learn to really rely on each other. And that alone is a reason to get involved if you want those connections with people.
And I'm glad you said that. I think that's very important for people to realize that, it's a safe place where everybody can feel welcome and, maybe meet your new best friend.
Right. And we do have a lady that joined this year because her daughter does high school plays.
Okay.
And so she encouraged her when this play came up. She said, "Mom, why don't you go do it? You're so funny.
Yeah.
You should go do it." She came, tried out. She killed it.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing a great job. Her name's Helen Tripp.
That's awesome.
And so we were really excited to have her in. And she's nervous. It's her first production. No need to be nervous because
she's awesome.
Oh yeah. So she's gonna be the opening of our show, and
Very
we threw her in the deep end also.
Love that.
Like, welcome. You're first.
This is how you learn. Go for it.
Right.
The play opens with just her on the stage, so
Oh my.
we'll find out.
Yeah. But everyone's been really welcoming to her, and we're
Yeah.
glad to have her. So
I think I've been doing this for a really long time, and one of the most distinct interviews in my mind, and it will never leave my mind, was we had some kids from Vinton County that were doing a play. And during their interview, and I don't remember how it even came up, but they were talking about the fact that it is an inclusive group, and like you have football players and you have band members and you have cheerleaders and you have people that don't do anything and whatever. All of these people that may not have even taken the time to get to know each other out in the outside world,
Right.
but they became close
Absolutely.
through that, and they were just talking about that so much, and I just thought that was such a good point that they're making.
Yeah, I mean, it's people from all walks of life, and let's face it, we're all weird people. Even the most seemingly normal person, when they're alone, they're a weird
We're all
person.
weird. Yeah, we're all weird. This is why I push 4-H too, because it's the same thing. That's my
Right.
another preach.
And so this is an area where you can come in and you can let your freak flag fly and just be as weird as you want to be, and no one's going to judge you because there's probably someone more weird than you in the group already, you know?
And you can just become someone else for a minute.
Yeah.
See how you like that person.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Well, I don't want to become my character.
Oh, you're not already?
No. Aunt Lamerle's very judgy, and she would not approve of any of this conversation.
She would not like it at all.
No, everybody has their own place in society. And, if you're not in my group,
Forget it.
go away.
I gotcha.
Can we just clip that, Kim saying that, and pretend Kim said it and just put it all over?
I think we should.
You're not in my group.
We're going to put it on the internet and everyone's going to believe it. No, that's so funny. But what a fun thing for you to get to play, because it's not certainly how you are in real life. So it's just having to become this crazy.
This has been my favorite character so far.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great. And when you see her interactions with Jules as Jimmy Wyvette and her unibrow and her her cowboy shirts and spurs on her boots. Oh my. Yeah, it's just good stuff. Good stuff.
Well, we can't wait, and again, it's always so much fun, the productions you all put on, because they're all so different.
Thank you.
So who is directing this one? Did you say?
It's Adam Hollingshead.
Oh, okay.
Yep. He's been an actor with us for several years, since back toward the beginning of the group. And when we were announcing what we were doing this season, I just threw it out at a board meeting, who wants to direct? Because I had been doing it a lot. Kim had done it. Everybody was just kind of I don't want to do it again. I want to be in a play, And Adam just stepped up, and he's done a really great job. A first-time director, it's not easy. Mm-hmm. He's had a lot of stuff thrown at him during this. It's been a very interesting road to this weekend, and he's rolled with all of it and done just a fantastic job.
Well, very good. Well, that is so cool, and we look forward to seeing what you guys do, because it's just amazing.
Well, thank
it always
you.
is.
Appreciate that.
So, well, of course. Well, is there anything else? Our good friend Pete Wilson just stopped by. So, is there anything else you guys wanted to chat about while you're here?
I'll just say, since Pete's in here, I would like to thank Pete and Jeremiah and you. Total Media in general has just always been very, very supportive of Apple City Players, and we really appreciate it.
Well, it's not a really hard thing to be supportive of.
Well,
it's pretty cool what you guys do.
Appreciate that, but yeah, I can't think of a time I haven't seen Pete out there in the audience, and I really, really appreciate all the coverage.
Jeremiah.
Red was at Misery, yes, yeah.
Very good.
That's a great cover.
Awesome.
So
I
thank
would like to take 1 second, if I can, and say hi to my Aunt Bonnie and Uncle Earl. They are here from Alabama.
Hi.
And they came specifically to watch this show this weekend.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes, so we're excited.
Well, very good. So you got to be an extra on,
Yes.
on,
Yes.
and mean
Right.
and judgy.
They can be like, what?
They'll be like, "Who is this?" Oh my gosh! Well, thank you guys for coming by, and good luck this weekend. Wait, break a leg this
Break a
weekend.
leg, yes.
That's what
We
we
will.
have to say, right?
Yes.
And we probably will.
And I was gonna say, and if you would see her arm, you would know that that's probably gonna happen.
no.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Thank you so
you.
much. All right, well, our good friend Pete is here in the house, so come on over, buddy. We'll just kind of leave this stuff here. But I feel like you're so far away.
Okay, I'll come over here then.
Aw,
Okay.
we can hang out.
There we go.
Okay.
Seat's already warm.
All right, very, very good. So, Pete, you have on your red shirt, which typically means there's a game somewhere.
Well, you sniff things out. I'll tell you what. The red shirt doesn't have to come out on a basketball or football game, but it always does. So, and you are right. Your intuition was correct. There is a tournament basketball game. There's a lot of that going on right now because we are in the heart of the tournament season, and that's what we'll start off about since you gave me the segue. Tonight we have a boys tournament basketball game. And that is a pretty big gymnasium down at Jackson High School.
Yes.
But it's in the middle of the week, early in the week actually, but I predict it will be nearly full, if
Okay.
not full, because the Jackson Ironmen are hosting the Vinton County Vikings in
Oh.
a sectional semifinal game.
Oh, wow.
At 7 p.m. tonight. Of course, you can listen to it on WKOV 96.7 FM for those folks who aren't attending. And this should be an outstanding game. Vinton County comes in 17-5. They are TVC Ohio champions outright for the second year in
Great
a row
season.
under Coach N.J. Kite.
Yep.
The Ironmen are 15-7 under Coach Max Morrow, and this is with a young team with only one senior and no juniors.
Oh, my.
So, I think it's fair to say that they've had a good season with all that youth. And the two teams played a week ago Saturday, and Vinton County came out ahead up on their court, 67-51. This is the tournament, though, and because Jackson is the higher seed, they get to host. So that's, of course, an advantage there. But I am sure that Viking Nation will make that trip down State Route 93.
Not too far.
And they will have a great crowd here, as well as the home crowd from Jackson. But should be an outstanding game. The winner will advance to a sectional championship game. So that is one of the things that we're looking forward to.
And Dan and Pete will be there.
Dan, and Pete should be there. We're planning on it. Also, a couple of games that we want to tell you about last night. Unfortunately, we lost two of our local boys teams last night.
Oh,
no. Yep. Well, there's an old phrase, one and done.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a mulligan in the tournament.
Definitely not.
And the Oak Hill Oaks and the Wellston Golden Rockets, this is on the boys' side, had first round games, and they were the lower seed team, which means they were the underdog, and they unfortunately had to not only go on the road but play a higher ranked team on their court. So it was uphill anyway.
Gotcha.
But the Oaks lost last night to South Point down in Lawrence County, 62-42. South Point has an excellent team. The Wellston Golden Rockets had to also play a very good team, the Chesapeake Panthers, also down there in Lawrence County. So, going down 93, it's already a little bit of a trip there. But the Rockets lost to Chesapeake by a score of 69-37. So the regular season is over. The tournament is over. So Wellston and Oak Hill are out of it tonight. The good thing about Jackson Vinton County playing is somebody gets to advance.
Yeah,
one of our local teams gets to advance, and one does not.
Yeah, it depends on whether the glass is half full or empty, right?
Yeah, it depends on how you want to look at that. Now, on the girls' side, we only have one team left, and that is the Jackson Iron Ladies. Mm-hmm. They have a 21-2 record, and Hayden has just put up a picture. This is happy time. This was last Saturday night at Chillicothe High School. And it was taken after the Iron Ladies had won a sectional championship. And right in the middle, on the front row, in the Indian position, in the Indian squatting position, is Kenzie Davis, and she has a net around her neck because they were able to cut down the nets because that was a sectional championship.
Nice.
Dan and Pete were there, and a lot of Iron Lady fans were there to see the Iron Ladies defeat Hillsboro in an excellent basketball game, 74-63. Jackson scored more points than they usually do. They gave up more points than they usually do. It was an exciting, fast-paced game. Maddie Walburn, Kenzie Davis, and T.J. Carpenter all scored a lot of points and had a lot of rebounds to lead the Iron Ladies. Of course, all our seniors. T.J., who is the Frontier Athletic Conference Player of the Year, that was just announced last week. She led the way with 31 points. Maddie, I believe, had 21 points and 12 rebounds, and Kenzie had 18 points and 10 rebounds. Those are all outstanding individual performances. Of course, it wasn't just them, but they did have great individual performances to help the Iron Ladies win. So where do we go from here if you're the Iron Ladies? Remember, 21-2. Well, here's what's going on. 1:45 p.m. Saturday. I'll have my red shirt on again. And it will be washed before then, all right? So relax.
Okay.
Or there might be another one up there in the closet. I'm not sure. But anyway, Jackson Iron Ladies will be playing Thornville Sheridan. The Thornville Sheridan Lady Generals are ranked ahead of the Iron Ladies. And you know what? Sheridan has not lost a single game all year. A couple of years ago.
They're always around.
They're always around. If you recall, you may recall that they were always in there with the Vinton County Lady Vikings when the Lady Vikings were going through those glory
Yes.
years where, of course, one year they made it to the state tournament. We'll never forget that. But Sheridan either knocked Vinton County out or Vinton County had to get through Sheridan to keep moving.
Always heard that
Sheridan
name.
has another one of those teams. They have not lost a single game, and they are only the number 3 seed. That means there's 2 teams that are supposed to be better than they are according to the ranking system. Jackson is actually number 6 with a 21-2 record, if you can believe that. So Jackson is playing outstanding basketball right now, so we'll see. We're not going to concede anything. I will say this, whoever beats the Iron Ladies, they better be a doggone good team.
That's right.
Because the Iron Ladies are playing very well right now, and they certainly did last Saturday night against Hillsborough. But we will have, complete coverage of that game in our Wednesday paper.
And again, that's this coming Saturday afternoon.
Right. That's Saturday afternoon. It's at 1:45 p.m. And that game, not too far to travel at all, Ross Southeastern High School, not even quite as far as Chillicothe.
Yeah.
And they have a new high school. A lot of the tournament games that Jackson's been involved in, both boys and girls, at the sectional or district level, the games have been there. If the boys defeat Vinton County tonight, or if Vinton County defeats Jackson, that's where they'll play the next game at Ross Southeastern High School.
Okay.
But anyway, as far as we want to roll back to some Vinton County glory now, because this happened last weekend as well. On Friday night, the Vinton County Vikings defeated Wellston 68-40 at Wellston. That completed a perfect 10-0 record for the Vikings in the Tri-Valley Conference's Ohio division. The Vikings, as a result, were able to finish 17-5. What they did after the game is they drove back to Vinton County and they had a net cutting ceremony there in their own gym. In front of all the fans, that wanted to be there. And this was Hayden's got a couple pictures there, if you can find them there, Hayden, of the Vikings celebrating. We've got a team shot and also a shot of NJ Kite. There are the Vikings, all assembled, cheerleaders who are part of all this too, seated right behind them. But the Vikings have had a great season. This was the second straight year they've won the TVC Ohio title without losing a game.
That is so cool.
And, of course, Coach NJ Kite, and a lot of people in Jackson, of course, know NJ. He's a Jackson High School. There is NJ. I'm sure that's a very proud moment for him. He gets to cut the last thread on the net there at the home high school. So that's another connection on tonight's game. NJ, of course, a Jackson High School boy, the son of the late Bob Kite, who, of course, we just lost about a month ago to death. And so, all sorts of angles there. The kids these days, with the way social media is, the fact that there's summer basketball, they know each other very well. And whenever, you have a rivalry game, against, the adjoining county, some extra pride is on the line, a lot of incentive. And so Jackson has the home court, and they got the revenge factor. Vinton County has the confidence of knowing that they beat Jackson once. Something's got to give, and we will see what happens tonight. Also, since we're talking about basketball, a youngster by the name of Mason Malone, he is an 8th grader at Jackson Middle School. There is Mason in the middle. The reason that he's standing there with the trophy and a medal around his neck is, now get this, in his division, he won the state hoop shoot championship.
Really?
Exactly. Mason is the son of Philip and Danielle Malone, very well-known local residents. Philip actually coached the 8th grade boys team that his son played on. They're on Max Morrow's staff. They had a very good season. I think they were runner-up in the FAC. But Mason is a true sharpshooter. He has climbed the ladder in the hoop shoot, I think, each year that he's been involved. This is the first year, though, that he not only won the local competition, won the district competition. This year, he was able to win the state competition. He made 23 out of 25 foul shots. The NBA guys would have trouble doing that.
Yeah.
Now, here's an extra angle there that made this extra special. The young man who beat him out last year also made 23 out of 25. So they had what they called a shootout, where they shoot 5 more. Well, Mason made all 5. and the other competitor missed at least one. I don't know what
Yeah.
his was, but Mason made all 5, and so he is the state champion.
Way to go.
In the hoop shoot. He will now advance, believe it's Saturday, March 16th. He's going to go to South Bend, Indiana, the home of Notre Dame University. Not exactly sure where it's at Notre Dame or not, but it's in the town where Notre Dame is. That is where the national regional competition is. And I believe if the winners of the regional competitions go to the national competition. And, you know, the Jackson Elks Lodge have always sponsored the hoop shoot. We've had great participation locally, great success on our shooters, boys and girls, moving on. Do you recall maybe 10 years ago, Landon Carroll from Jackson actually won the national championship?
I remember something about that. Yeah, that's really cool.
And so Mason is now at the regional level nationally. And so, you know, we'll have, he's getting his picture in the paper and all like that. So we are very proud of him. And of course, we'll probably hear from him, no doubt, as a future Ironman. He is an Ironman now, but he will be at the freshman level next year.
Yeah.
So congratulations to him. Congratulations to all this basketball success, the Iron Ladies, the Iron Men, the Vikings. And we're still playing basketball. All right, tomorrow, the big cycle search starts. I don't know whether you've been able to talk about it or not.
No.
But we will bring it up right now. Those are the 2 bikes that will be given away to the lucky participant or participants who find the key packet to win the cycle search. It usually takes a while. The radio will be throwing out clues starting tomorrow. Tomorrow, Wednesday, February 21st. That's the only place you're going to get them. They don't give them to me. They don't give them to you. They don't give them to the custodian here. They don't even give them to the owner. The only person that knows is the clue writer, and I don't even know who that is. I have a suspicion. But anyway, the clues start tomorrow. The only place you're going to get those clues, from what I understand, you know, they're not going to be recited later or printed in the newspaper even. We'll have some advertising and promotion and all about, you know, how to, you know, participate and what you need to do to have a chance. But the clues will be heard each day, weekdays only, on our 4 radio stations. You're talking about WKOV, Mix 96.7 FM. I'm guessing that Matt McKee will be giving them on his live morning show every morning. But you can also hear them on 97.7 FM, The Bowl, Pure Rock 98.7 FM, and Fox Sports 1330 AM, and its companion station 105.3 FM. So what is on the line here? The 2 bikes, and the partner, you know, as it has been in recent years, is Honda, Suzuki, Polaris, Can-Am of Jackson, up there on Clary Road. Mark Simmons, of course, makes that happen. And there's a lot of local sponsors, too, that help make that happen.
Yes.
But the 2 bikes are a Suzuki RM85 racing bike and a YCF 50 kids bike. Now, that doesn't mean a whole lot to me because I'm not a motorbike person, but I understand that together they have a retail value of $6,500. So you understand why people, first of all, people like games anyway.
Yeah, it's fun to go out and
gamble and participate and like that. And you know, we've had a lot of fun with the cycle search for a lot of years, and it's about ready to start again. If you want to see those motorbikes, hey, we had a picture in the paper and of course online. It was in last Saturday's paper on the front page, and of course it's online as well at thetelegrambnews.com. And I'm sure if you want to venture out to the shop out there, they'll show you what you're looking for. Now,
typically have them on display, right, kind of when you walk in.
Right, and you're not looking for the bikes, remember. You're looking for a key packet. You're not
That's right.
These motorbikes aren't going to be buried somewhere or stuck up a tree. It's a key packet.
Hey, maybe we could start a new competition.
That's right. It's a key packet. These clues will be announced until the key packet is found.
And we promise it's not at the bottom of Lake Alma.
No, not at the bottom of Lake Alma. And when you do find the key packet, all you need to do is return it to Stockmeister Plaza, which is right where we're at. It's the home of Total Media here at 708 East Main Street. Do it during regular business hours when the door's unlocked, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. So all that starts tomorrow, and it kind of works like this, Jennifer. We can tell you from past practice that the cycle search is going to go on for a while. And if you really want to win it, you need to string those clues together.
You do.
It's probably not going to be one clue that does it for you. It's going to be
Right.
It's going to be interpreting the clues, putting them together, and figuring out where to look and narrowing it down and so forth. There's going to be some fruitless things going on where you're going the wrong place, but that's part of the fun of the game.
It is hilarious because you get in your mind where exactly you think something is, and then they'll be like, and this county is out, and you're like, wait, but that's where it was, I thought.
Yeah, well.
And it just like totally blows your whole suspicion of where it's at.
Right, and we're talking about the radio station's area. It's not necessarily going to be right here on Main Street within a stone's throw.
Correct.
It can be out in the boonies somewhere, but
You got
the
it.
clues will lead you there if you're
Yes.
patient.
But we will
And
tell
smart.
you it will be on public land where you're allowed to be.
Right, and
So
none,
don't
we
be
wouldn't put,
trespassing over.
we wouldn't put anybody in
No.
danger. It won't be around any of the alligators or anything like that. And you don't have to climb any fire towers or anything. Somebody did that one year. So
Climb to the fire tower.
climb the fire tower. That's what I understand. I didn't see him, but I heard about it. All right. Okay. Some other things going on as we get into more serious business. The primary election on March the 19th. This is a red letter date. This is the last day that you can register for the to be able to vote in the March 19th election. If you're already registered, you're good.
Yeah.
But if you're not registered, this is the last day to do it to be able to do the March 19th primary. The Board of Elections offices in all 88 counties, and that includes Jackson and Vinton County, are open today, and they will stay open till 9 o'clock tonight as a convenience
Wow.
for you to register.
Now you don't have an excuse.
Now, the part B of this, Jennifer, is that if you need to change your registration, this is because of a change of address or maybe a change of name because you got married or whatever, that requires a change of registration, just like new registration does. So you
Right.
need to do that as well. Now, you may be able to vote if you do it late, but it will have to be as a provisional thing, and it's a
Correct.
little more complicated
Yep.
then. So if you're not registered or you need to update your registration, do it today, and you can do it as late as 8:59 p.m.
There you go.
All right. Okay, some other things that we want to tell you about. 'Cause we're running out of time here. I want to tell you about a few things that are coming up this week. The Lenten lunch program, which we know very well if we're
Yeah, that's
Jackson
always fun.
area community people. We're in Lent, if you didn't know.
We are.
Some people are eating fish. Some people are not eating things that to show their forbearance and to make their Christian commitment. They're not eating candy or they're watching their calorie. Some symbolic
Yeah.
commitment there because it's Lent. But the Lenten lunch program, this is the 36th year, in case you're wondering. They have that at the First Baptist Church of Jackson. They're right by the library, 35 Broadway Street. And it is an ecumenical enterprise. It is open to the public. You don't have to be a church member. It is a very nice program. They do it on Wednesday at noon during Lent, and it will start tomorrow. That's the 21st.
Okay.
And on the 21st, it will start at noon. It's always the same. The format is a light lunch, but it's delicious.
It's always really good.
I always try to go to the first or the second one, but it's soup, salad, and probably some kind of dessert maybe in there. And then they have a brief program, and it is formatted to go no more than an hour. So if you're a
Correct.
working person,
Yes.
it's not going it's not going to be prohibitive
Yep.
for you to go to that.
Yep.
You won't be gone any more than an hour. And so this is in the fellowship room of the First Baptist Church. That is in the basement. The 5 churches that are participating this year: the First Presbyterian Church of Jackson, Cove Wesleyan Church, the First Church of the Nazarene of Jackson, Christ Church of Jackson, Trinity Chapel, and of course the host church, the First Baptist Church of Jackson. And it all starts tomorrow and will go through Wednesday, March the 20th. That will be the last event, the last program with the lunch and the program. So that is open to anybody. You don't have to sign up for it. It doesn't cost you a thing. I do think that normally they didn't give me this information. They usually do a free will donation. It's strictly your option, and then they take that money and donate it to a charity like the food pantry or something like that. I think they have 2 or 3 causes that
Yeah.
they divide the money up for.
For
They
sure.
may or may not be doing that this year, but they always have in the past. And I should say, I was remiss in saying, Jennifer, on this voting stuff, In-person voting starts tomorrow, the 21st.
Really?
Yes, it's always 30 days out of the registration, and then the next day, early in-person voting starts.
Yeah, because
that's where you can.
presidential year, so we vote earlier.
Yeah, we're voting early on March the 19th. That's only every 4 years, the presidential year, and that is so Ohio can have more of a say in who gets nominated as president on both sides. But anyway, it's going to be. The early in-person voting is done at County Board of Elections offices, and for the first couple weeks, the extended hours will be 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and then it gets more, and it's even open on the weekends. They want to make it convenient for you to vote.
Sure.
You can also vote absentee as well. We'll tell you how to do that later. We all know what the Apple City Players are doing this weekend. We'll remind you later on that. The Jackson City Library, starting tonight, by the way, is having an open mic night. It will be on the third Tuesday of each month, and it will feature area musicians, poets, storytellers, comedians, and other amateur performers. The atmosphere is relaxed, supportive, and family-friendly. 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Time slots for each open mic will be adjusted according to the number of sign-ups. This is a new thing.
Very
so,
cool.
You know, it's karaoke without the alcohol.
There you go.
All right. There's no cost to attend or participate. So whether you're a performer or a listener, come and support the live arts in Jackson County.
That's awesome.
And also, this is the last week to get tickets for the St. David's Day Luncheon that will be March the 2nd in Oak Hill. March the 1st is St. David's Day. Everybody knows about St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, but in Jackson County, there's also St. David's Day.
That's
he
right.
is the patron saint of Wales.
Yes.
And they always have this event on the Saturday near St. David's Day, so this year it falls on Saturday, March the 2nd. They have a great event down at Oak Hill, at the Oak Hill Presbyterian Church. You get a great catered meal, and they have a program. I believe they're going to have the Grand Chorale, the Rio Grande
Nice.
sing, and you'll learn some Welsh words there that are hard to spell and even harder to say. A lot of W's and Z's put together. But anyway, tickets are $20, and you just need to contact the Mad Dog Center for Welsh Studies down there, and they will hook you up. And of course, alumni is already getting planned for this year. Our alumni group in Jackson has already had one meeting. We're going to have another meeting tomorrow evening at the Potter Room, the library. If you're going to have a reunion class through Jackson High School, we'd really be glad to have you. I wear my red shirt to those meetings, too.
There you go.
We really want to know about it so we can have you participate in the alumni activities on Saturday evening, May the 27th, and come to the happening. That is the after party. We want all the classes to come there, because then you get to reunite not only with your own class, but people from other JHS classes. And John Pelletier last Sunday is getting the same thing going in Wellston. He is the alumni president there.
Yep.
So there's a lot of things I didn't tell you, but maybe I'll tell you later on in the week if you're
Well,
good.
we look forward to that.
If you're good.
Okay. I'll be good then.
But I'm not going to tell you where the key packs.
Don't ask us because we don't know.
No, that's true. We don't.
We certainly don't. All right. Well, Pete, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you to the Apple City Players for stopping by. It's always fun to have them here as well. And we will be right back here tomorrow. So have a wonderful day, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.